This is getting out of hand. Millions of people are about to become homeless. And that's crazy because I've been seeing this so much because the cost of living has gone up. It's been like that for a while. I don't think it's going to decrease for quite some time because a lot of people are just fed up. So that's why they're about to be homeless, because it's not like they don't have a choice. A lot of people are doing it because they choosing to. I've been seeing a bunch of videos of people just saying they're about to be homeless. They got 10 days left to live at their house. And then they don't want to go to court because they don't want to pay for that anyway because their rent went up 3 times the price. And that's ridiculous because how did it ever get to this? Because the cost of living is just so expensive. Can't nobody afford it no more. Because jobs are not paying like how they used to pay. It ain't the same no more. So that's why a lot of people is about to be homeless. And a lot of people are going to be living with their family. But a lot of people can't live with their family because they done burnt bridges with their family. So it's like they don't have nowhere to go. And the cost of living, it ain't cool. Because when you go to the grocery store, you're going to be spending a lot when you go to the grocery store. Food is going up. Then it's like food is going up, then gas is going up. Everything costs money. Everything comes with a price. And then it's like when you're on your last resort, the only thing you got to go back to resort to is your car. Then it's becoming illegal to sleep in your car. But that's the only place that you got. Because everything evolves around a cost. So that's going to be a ticket. You sleeping in your car. They noticing that. But you don't got no other choice. And it's like, where's the compassion when people don't got no choice? People don't got no compassion. This is crazy because don't nobody care about your life. And I know it's a sad thing to say, but I'm just being real. Times are hard. It's getting outrageous because houses used to be what? I think when my father told me he paid for his house back in the day, and the house was well put together because he was born in the 50s. He said his house was what? $20,000 back then? You'll be lucky if you get a house for $20,000 in this day and age. You'll be lucky if you get a fixer-upper for $20,000. And that's crazy because houses are expensive. And the most cheapest house you could probably find is a $100,000 house, if you're lucky. Then it's like you can't even pay for the $100,000 house because you're not getting paid enough. Now you living above your means. This is what they do to the American people. So the American dream is becoming a nightmare. And it became a nightmare overnight. It happened so fast because stuff is happening right before your eyes every second. And who would have imagined this? Millions of people are about to be homeless and lose their house. And you know the crazy thing? Some people are losing their homes to the banks because they're going up on property taxes. If you have property taxes in your state, some states don't have property taxes. But the bank is going to take your house and sell it again to somebody else because they ain't expecting you to pay for that. They want you to lose your house. They want you to be able to not afford it because you're in so much debt. Your credit is bad. And once you lose your house, they're going to sell it again and make some more money off of it. You see what type of games is going on here? And they do it all the time. So if your cost of living is going up, something's got to give. Your pay has to go up. I want all y'all to get a better pay. Because how you going to survive? Everybody is trying to survive. Everybody's in survival mode. So the people that's about to be homeless, I feel sorry for them because life ain't no joke. It's real out here. And it's going to be illegal for you to sleep in your car. All the other stuff is not illegal, but it's going to be illegal to sleep in your car. They want to find any way to make some money off something. And that's crazy to me. Everything shouldn't be about money. We forgot about the important things in life. It's taking care of the people. So if they're asking for help and they're looking for help, why not help them? It's like the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And then once you look up, everything all said and done, you can't pay all your bills because you're in so much debt. And I know the debt was your choice, but you didn't have no choice because you wasn't getting paid enough. You was working from paycheck to paycheck, so that's why you got that credit card. Because your bills be due before you get paid. Now make that make sense. So if your bills be due before you get paid, that's part of the plan. So now you behind. And it's sad because some people been working for their company for years. And they don't even want to look their family in the face because they got to ask that family member, can they come stay with them? They got to put their pride to the side. And then some people don't know how to stay with people. Let's just keep it real. Some people want to stay with their family and tell their family what to do in their house. It's all about ego. And that's why it's getting crazy out here, because a lot of people are getting their feelings and their emotions because they're people. But sometimes you got to adapt to survive because it's hard out here. And once you learn that, I pray it gets better. But until the meantime, it didn't used to be like that. Like my dad told me, houses was 20-some thousand back in the 70s. You'll be lucky if you get that in this day and age. House is $200,000-300,000. You'll be lucky if you get $100,000 house. Why is everything just staying sky high? Is it ever going to go down? And I don't even think they want to let the prices go down on the houses. So it's going to be a lot of people who going to be homeless by default. Because what if they can't find no job? Because their life evolves around a job. And then if you working and you got a 50-year mortgage, they doing 50-year mortgages now. So if you got a 50-year mortgage and you working, you get fired, or if you pass away, now the bank own that house again. You can't even pass it down to your family because you ain't even have enough money to pay it off. So the bank own it again, and they selling it to somebody else, making triple their money. I'm just keeping it real. And that's how I see it. If it's different, let me know. If you see it the same way as me, let me know. But it's just crazy because something's got to change. The people want to change because this ain't the American dream no more. We didn't think we'd be dreaming like this. Well, we need to wake up because this dream is just, this the longest, craziest dream we done ever seen. This starting to become a nightmare. When is the dream going to become good? We've been asleep for a long time. The American people needs to wake up because this is part of programming. It is what it is. Because most of us are not aware. Because we don't do our research. And some people are just fed up. They like, man, I'd rather be homeless than pay you 3-4 times the rent. Because when you living somewhere, because some people rather pay a mortgage, some people rather pay rent. whichever you like, each his own, whatever floats your boat. But the landlord can't go up on this rent because you don't own a house. The landlord owns the house. So if they go up on your rent, or if they not fixing nothing that you want fixed, you got to deal with that. And a lot of people are going homeless. And that's shocking to me because I thought a lot of people was just going homeless because they couldn't afford it no more. And then they just lost the house because they couldn't pay their bills. Some people are just letting their houses go. And saying, my job doesn't pay enough. The landlord wants 3-4 times the rent. And we not even going to court. We just about to lose by default. I just seen a story like that on TikTok. I didn't even know. But for the people who don't have no choice, it's getting crazy out here. And who would have ever thought that times would be like this? And then, don't let me get started on cars. People can't even afford to buy no lemon no more. And that's real. You can't even afford to buy no car that's going to break down in a year. No more. The lemons is probably about $10,000 now. I don't know. But how you going to afford that? You can't. Then you got to make payments on a $10,000 car, 26, 27% interest rate, maybe more. Some dealers want more. Then you stuck paying a bunch of money for a car that don't even work for real. And then a car that you want, that's a good quality car, it costs $40,000, $30,000. I remember when cars used to be $20,000 when it was only 2 years old. Now cars that's 2 years old is double the price. So times have changed. So if you got a car out there and it's a good running car, keep your car as long as you can. Try to make it survive, because if you don't, it's like you're going to be lost in the sauce, because cars are becoming people's best friends. They own cars because their cars are loyal to them. So if they get kicked out their house, that's the only place they got to stay in their car. So treat your car right. Take care of it, because it may be the only real friend that you have. And that's crazy. A car can be your friend. Yes. You can sleep in your car, drink coffee in your car. You can do whatever in your car until the cops show up and give you a ticket. But until the meantime, you know what I'm trying to say. Because everything is evolved around money. And it shouldn't be. That's why people are so depressed and they can't do nothing. Because a lot of people are saying that. Another day, another dollar. But the dollar ain't making enough sense for them to want to enjoy their day. Ain't that crazy? I don't get it. That's why I express it so solid with y'all. Because we have to hear this. And it just don't make no sense. So hopefully it gets better. Because there's so much going on. People done lost track to the people being homeless. You can't afford a car no more. And then people getting fired from their job after 15, 20 years. And then they got to start back over. And a lot of people say things ain't been the same since COVID. I'm starting to feel the same way. Once 2020 hit, it's been a big energy change, a big energy shift. I guess people was locked down for so long. They still feel like they locked down. It's 6 years later. Can you believe that? It feels like it was just yesterday when you had to wear a face mask for everything. So that's why I bring this video to you, just to bring this to your attention, because you have to start preparing. And then they thinking about raising taxes. Really? We already pay a lot of taxes. Then the road still ain't fixed. Where your tax money going? I don't get it. Because I run into a pothole all the time. If I don't know the street, I run into a pothole. Ain't that crazy? Some people say they don't even drive at night no more because they don't know where the pothole's at. If you living in a state with snow, some people ain't got to worry about potholes. But then at nighttime, everybody got their high beams on like they can't see, and they blind to you. We've been on these phones for too long. That's what it is. We focus on the wrong things, man. And I'm just expressing it to y'all. So that's my take on the situation. Let me know if y'all like this video. Because if you don't, you still gonna see me again. So peace.